Hey everybody, it's Pete. Good morning. Welcome to a new episode of today's best stock picks. Congratulations to everybody who messaged me, sent me emails. Just an amazing day yesterday, despite the fact that the market, the SPY specifically, continues to trade higher on lighter and lighter volume. As we said yesterday, it doesn't matter. The market's going higher right now. The Fed has the stimulus underneath the market, and it's very, very difficult to do anything right now except look for spots to buy. It's just a question of where. Some of the stocks that we've been watching have just exploded this week. Facebook obviously was the big winner yesterday. Hopefully you participated in that with us yesterday. Microsoft found a bid in the afternoon yesterday. We're just doing a good job as a community. I'm just very grateful to be a part of the group that I'm with during the day in the boot camp and in the tape reading room. So what's going on today, right? That's the big deal. Okay, a lot of stuff exploded yesterday. So what? Today's a new day, right? Today, we're probably going to see a little bit of profit taking. We're obviously waiting for the big number this morning, the jobs number, and then we'll see what happens. The futures are down a little bit right now, but we do have some opportunities in stocks that still have room to go. I'm not going to be looking. I actually mentioned it yesterday. People were asking me about Facebook versus Apple and which one would I be holding. I actually said that I think Apple is a little bit extended, as well as Facebook probably did 2 days worth of price action yesterday in one day. I think it was a total of $18 in one day. We were joking around during the day that it looked like the software was running out of green ink on the daily chart. It was such a strong move. So we're going to dive into the charts. We're going to take a look at some opportunities. Everything could change between when I'm making this video at 8:30 when the number comes out. Again, there's a lot of expectation. Everybody's saying, here comes the profit taking, here comes the market selling off. We'll see. We got another headline about China-U.S. tension that seems to be every couple of weeks. I don't know. The last time that happened was just ahead of Apple earnings. Apple had this giant red candle to the downside, and 7 days later, the stock is $50 higher or something along those lines. So you take news with a grain of salt and how that's going to affect your decisions to be in stocks. So let's head over to the charts to take a look at some ideas. We got plenty to look at again today. And we're actually going to start out with stock that we just mentioned and why, obviously, if you weren't involved in it yesterday. So the big question that we're getting from everybody is, what is the profit target in here? Well, we're actually at all-time highs, so you're kind of literally off the charts here. So you have to manage your expectations based on where the move started, what it normally does, and then where you expect it to go. So generally speaking, the stock moves around $25 to $30 when it catches a bid. And yesterday was basically 250 to 264. So maybe you got another $10 in there to the upside. CVNA is another one yesterday. This one's a little bit overdone. If you happen to be long this yesterday, we're actually getting some questions yesterday about Apple, Facebook, and what to be doing. First, great job if you game planned them. Second point is the explosion in price action. Now you have to ask yourself, if you're a swing trader who holds stocks, usually from 5 days to 10 days and that kind of thing, where do you think the stock is going to be in a couple of days from now? Would you day trade the stock? 100%. Would you be adding a new position here with the expectation that it's going to be higher in 5 days? I don't think the odds are with you on that one, especially when you get a giant parabolic move like that. But just an amazing job. We've had this stock in the watch list for the last week as well. It's been called out each morning. Apple, another one, again, obviously talking about the U.S.-China tensions. This is the last move, and it's a little bit, you can't really see it. It was vicious selling that day when the news came out about more U.S.-China tensions and how it was going to affect Apple. And here it is, basically from the low here at $355. Actually, I said $50. It's $105 from this low. So you take U.S.-China tensions and use your own knowledge. That's right out of the charts. As far as today's lower opening in Apple, if you're looking to day trade it, the last time I day traded it after news like this, it didn't recover. Let's see if it does today, meaning that one day. I'm talking about as a day trade. Obviously, it followed through. This could be just an amazing opportunity for a couple of days to the downside and then look for a spot to buy the stock again. Etsy is one that was in the list as well yesterday and will be in the list today. Kind of interesting here. We actually have a semi pullback. It's actually a bearish engulfing candle. I'm actually looking for the stock to open lower, push lower, test yesterday's low, and then look for a spot to bid to and initiate a new swing trade there, actually. So I'm looking for it to push down. I would technically like to see 2 full days, but that was a lot of price action yesterday. W as well has been in the list for a while, and I just don't know if I could say it any better. This is one of our favorite entry signals, and that's what happens after an entry signal plays out. So for everybody that's crying about I bought a breakout and it doesn't work, take the loss, manage your downside. You get 1 or 2 trades like this that follow through, it pays for 10 small losses. So just keep losses in perspective. It's very, very important. So what's the trade here? The trade here is if it opens lower, I'll day trade it. Again, I'm not looking to swing trade the stock. I'm not looking to put a new trade on. That's the point. AMD also fits the category of stocks that have been in play. It exploded, paused, exploded, paused. Again, broke out here, exploded, paused, exploded, paused, exploded. Probably looking for a pause. However, if it's above yesterday's high today, absolutely we'll be trading it. Costco is another one yesterday that actually had a nice move. Now, this has moved a lot further. I don't like to day trade the stock, and I mentioned this yesterday because this is what normally happens in the stock. It happens to be in play right now with the Costco Plus, I believe it's not Costco Plus, trading off of Walmart news with where people are starting to compete with Amazon a little bit now. This stock is good when it's in play. If it's not, it's a little tough. It's already extended. Absolutely, like I mentioned this morning, like JP Morgan and Boeing, they're in my list. I don't trade them every day. But this has to have your attention. If it opens higher today, based on what the stock normally does, I would be looking to book profits. If it opens flat and pushed higher, I'd be looking to exit that trade today. CRM, we're looking for some trades that have some room to go. CRM actually just broke out of 2 days of consolidating into new levels, looking to initiate new trades, and you can actually look to bid that lower to initiate a new swing trade. Disney actually has been nice after 2 days of buying after earnings, but you can see that we're actually one push higher into resistance. I was actually hoping for a higher opening today. Looks like we're going to get a lower opening. So I'm not looking to initiate a new trade because the profit potential here for me is limited. So I'm going to be managing this trade on the upside today. What else? GSX, just again, another one of those stocks when you're in the right list, which this has been in the community. Gosh, if you're not in the boot camp, we're sharing ideas like this every day. It's a lot easier when you're in the right stocks. There's really no other way to put it. And you can see the price action that we got here. We're also, by the way, if you're long this one, again, very similar to what I said, it's going to open lower today. You're going to have to manage based on the open price to see if you catch another bid. That's a monster move for this stock. It has basically gone $45 in 4 days. That's not what this stock normally does. So if it opens lower and stays below the opening price, you might want to consider scaling out of some of that. If you're looking to day trade it and it opens lower and gets above the open price, absolutely look to get back involved again. Microsoft caught a nice bid in the afternoon yesterday, but to me, it's still in a multi-day consolidation. I'm waiting for it to break this level. 212 was the big level going back a few weeks. We finally got above it now after earnings, and we're staying there. I still love the stock long. If it breaks out today, which looks like it's going to open a little lower, remember, we talked about buying lower openings in strong stocks is still a good play. ENPH was a good example of that. This has to be in your watch list today. MasterCard, gosh, somebody called this out yesterday as well. The stock actually still has some room to go. It's a little bit extended from basically around 305, but I still like this one long too. McDonald's also breaking out, but this one's a little trickier. If you look to the left, it seems to keep stalling at this price level. This is where it started to collapse. It stalled again here, it stalled again here. I actually like it a little bit higher than where it is right now, maybe around the 210 level, looking for it to make a run at 220, and then obviously has a lot of resistance after that. So again, this is a good example here of the stock that's in play, has a little bit of room to go, but is it really worth risking $3 to make $4? Probably not. And then SE rounds out the list of stocks that actually finally gave us a pullback. I was asked about this yesterday in the community. I would like to see one more day down, looking to bid the stock, which it looks like we're going to get. Yesterday it got clobbered. Today it looks like it's going to open lower. This is a stock because of how strong it's been. I'm going to actually be looking to bid a lower opening in the stock if it shows some support after the market opens. So today's got the number. Let the market unfold. Unemployment numbers and other numbers have not really mattered to the market that much recently. It just looked, and that's what happens in a bull market. In a bull market, bad news gets ignored. COVID is getting ignored. The market is a forecasting tool. Regardless of what we can look at and see down the block and see all of these companies, small businesses that are boarded up and closed, the market's going higher right now, and you can't project your opinion on that. You might be right 6 months from now, but right now you're not. So we keep going higher. Let's just keep buying until we see a reason not to. Now, that doesn't mean just jump in today and buy. You still need to buy at the right time, and probably getting involved in some of these pullbacks are the right trade. If you follow the picks this week, especially if you're in the community, you should have made good money this week because we were in the right stocks and they exploded. Not the same thing, right? Being in the right stocks and them exploding. It was a nice combination this week. It's an exhausting week. We've had a lot to do this week. If some of the stocks that we normally trade, DocuSign, as well, adding it into that list, if they're not following through today, if we're starting to see choppiness, be okay with pulling back and not over trading. You don't get paid by the hour. We get paid to make money for the month. And if you did your job this week, you got paid. Be okay with getting in, seeing if you get follow through. If you don't, be okay with being in cash because you want to end the month positive. You're not getting paid based on how many trades you make. You're getting paid because of profitable trades you make, and avoiding the ones that don't have a higher likelihood of following through. So I think we're going to get some opportunity today. I actually prefer to be looking to bid some of these strong stocks that are opening lower today. We'll see what kind of follow through we get. So have a safe day, have a profitable day, and I'll speak to you soon. Take care.